Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Today, we need to talk about the absolute terror of a raw A/B test dataset. You open the file and you are immediately met with thousands of rows of timestamps, variant assignments, and conversion booleans floating aimlessly in the void. If you are following along in our Building dApps on Solana track, you know exactly where we are. You designed the integrated example, you instrumented the tracking, and you ran the tests. The numbers are officially in. But here's the harsh reality. Data alone cannot make decisions. Hand a lead engineer a raw statistical probability score, and they will simply stare at you. A p-value does not tell them what to code next. To bridge that gap between your design experiment and the engineering sprint, we need a translation pipeline. This takes those mathematical signals and converts them into specific, ranked instructions for a developer. Refining this pipeline means you stop guessing which buttons to move and start delivering a prioritized list of UI updates backed by concrete evidence. Stage 1 of our pipeline is the statistical filter. Its only job is to answer one simple question. Was this result a total fluke? We determine this by looking at the p-value. Think of it like flipping a coin to test if it's rigged. To get a p-value, assume the UI change did nothing, then calculate the probability of getting these results by pure chance. A remarkably small p-value, like 0.02, tells you there is a very low probability you would see these results if your variant had zero effect. It means the difference you are seeing is highly unusual under normal conditions. This brings us to a major trap in A/B testing, assuming that statistical significance is the same thing as meaningful business impact. A tiny p-value doesn't mean your UI change will double your revenue. It might simply mean you are statistically certain about a change that performs a fraction of a percent better than the baseline. You are highly confident about a change that barely matters. Passing the statistical filter is only the baseline requirement. It proves your data signal is real, but it doesn't prove the signal is actually valuable to the product. Stage 2 is the reality filter, measuring the magnitude of change through effect size, using relative lift and absolute effect. A 10% relative lift sounds amazing, but if your baseline was one person, you only gained a fraction of a user. Relative lift is a tool for comparing different metrics against each other, but absolute effect tells you exactly how many real human users changed their behavior because of your design. In the learning programs and courses at Forge College, we see teams stumble here often. They ship a complex feature based on a high relative percentage, while ignoring the fact that it only nets them 5 extra users a month. Calculating the absolute effect size directly fixes this problem. It allows you to project concrete outcomes, like exactly how many additional signups you'll see per 10,000 visitors over a month. The reality filter protects your engineering team from wasting weeks building features that look impressive on a spreadsheet, but fail to move the needle for real users. Finally, we reach stage 3, the pragmatic filter. This is where we account for real-world uncertainty and the very real cost of writing code. First, we look at the confidence interval. This gives us a plausible range for our effect size. It maps out the best and worst case scenarios for what the test actually achieved. If you have a confidence interval that spans across the 0 mark, the data is essentially shrugging its shoulders. The true effect out in the wild could be a gain or it could be a loss. Once we have that range, we weigh our expected impact against the hard reality of engineering hours. You have to ask the critical question. Is a guaranteed tiny UI boost worth 40 engineering hours? Is it worth the risk of confusing your existing Solana dApp users with a new layout? In a production environment, optimization is the act of balancing the highest impact UI changes against the lowest possible implementation effort. All this filtering provides our final output. We format the data into a clean comparison table. Look at our Solana dApp signup flow. The primary sign-up completion metric shows an absolute lift of plus 0.6 percentage points, and the confidence interval is entirely positive. This strong signal translates into a clear instruction. Ship a 25% rollout and monitor retention. Contrast this with the time to complete metric. Despite a slight speed improvement, the confidence interval crossed 0. The recommendation is monitor, no action, as the signal isn't strong enough. This table, packaged with a short brief outlining the exact rollout guards and the expected impact per visitor, is your ultimate deliverable. It tells engineering exactly what to build and exactly why. Effective designers don't just hunt for low p-values. They prioritize high effect sizes and practical, measurable growth. Now it's time to run your own experiment data through this pipeline. Build your table, draft your brief, and get ready for the kickoff. To explore more about this process and other Web3 topics, visit forge.college.